Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Meckles. It took 3 votes, including more than 3 hours of debate today, but the bill to ban so-called assault weapons is now on its way to the Colorado Senate. The bill passed by a 35-27 vote. It defines assault weapons to include .50 caliber rifles or a semi-automatic firearm with a detachable magazine and a modification like a pistol grip or a muzzle brake. This bill bans the manufacture, purchase, sale, or transfer of those weapons. Violating the law could result in a $750 fine under this new bill. It now heads to the Senate, and we'll continue following it from there. It was an absolutely beautiful day in Denver today. We hit 80 degrees for the first time all year. Just a couple weeks earlier than average, but like spring weather in Colorado, Lauren, it's not going to last very long.
That's right. And I hope you were able to get out and enjoy that weather this weekend and these 80-degree temperatures today, because it's going to be the last 80-degree day, at least for the foreseeable future. Temperatures will drop tomorrow just a little bit. We'll stay above average and get some sunshine before our next system pushes in, and then we have kind of a rainy week ahead. But this afternoon, it was very nice out there. We did make it to 80 degrees at DIA. Most of the Front Range was in the lower to middle 80s. We even saw some middle to upper 80s across the eastern plains today. We were in the 50s and 60s up in the high country, not too bad for the mountains, and then we saw those 70s and low 80s across the western slope. Now, as we look forward, our HD Doppler radar is showing that system off to the west. That's what's slowly making its way toward Colorado. We're going to get some rain showers and storms late Monday night into Tuesday morning. If you'll be in the high country, you'll see some snow showers before that. But as we wait for that system, we have one more day of red flag warnings. This is a very widespread red flag warning, so we're really going to be careful of that gusty wind and these dry air to increase that fire weather danger for our Monday. Now, we will start to see that change move in from the west, and with it, we'll see some heavy mountain snow. I'll get all of those details for you just ahead of my full 7-day forecast.
Lauren, thank you. Developing tonight, the owners of the Return to Nature funeral home in Penrose are back in jail tonight on a hold by the FBI. El Paso County jail records show John and Carrie Halford are in custody tonight. The FBI told our partner station in the Springs that the Halfords were arrested in a federal warrant. Those arrests come 3 weeks after the couple most recently appeared in court. Their arraignments were pushed back to June 6th. They're facing 260 criminal charges, accused of improperly storing nearly 200 bodies in their Penrose funeral home. An Arizona Supreme Court ruling last week is now clearing the way for a ban on almost all abortions in that state. It comes nearly 2 years after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned abortion rights nationwide. And a new study says the number of men and women seeking permanent contraception is rising significantly. 9 News reporter Rachel Krause explains.
In the nearly 2 years post-Roe, Dr. Owens Robinson has seen a dramatic shift in the reproductive health care landscape.
People are being proactive in protecting themselves.
A new study published in JAMA Health Forum found that the number of young men and women choosing permanent contraception, like a vasectomy or having your tubes tied, increased significantly after abortion rights were overturned.
We've definitely seen an increase. I was in Michigan at the time, and there was a tremendous number of increases in people desiring and wanting sterilization as fast as possible, because they did not want themselves in a predicament that could put their life in danger.
Not surprising, considering the number of men and women online searching for sterilization shot up immediately the day Roe was overturned. Many followed through with it. According to the study, both operations have increased significantly in adults 18 to 30, and the number of women who got the procedure was double that of men.
I think it's wonderful, because young people are telling the U.S. government that I'm in charge of my body, not you.
Dr. Owens Robinson says before Roe was overturned, she was more hesitant to tie a young woman's tubes.
But now the bodily harm that we're put at risk for and the lack of autonomy over our bodies, I'm granting the wish of patients, if they are well informed and do not want to have to go on birth control or IUDs or long-acting reversible contraception.
And she says demand for this isn't slowing down.
The urgency has died down a little bit, but the frequency of requests, I don't think has. And I think that's due to the political climate of our country and the laws and the rules that are being put in place against women's choice.
Dr. Owens Robinson says in the past 2 years, she's seen many women who said they knew they wanted to have the procedure done, but abortion rights being restricted made this much more urgent, pushing them into action. Rachel Krause, 9 News.
Rachel, thank you. Colorado State Patrol is now looking for the driver responsible for a hit-and-run crash that seriously injured another driver. Happened around 2:40 this morning on I-225 northbound, just south of the Parker Road exit. CSP says the driver suspected of causing that crash left the scene by continuing north on the highway. They believe it's a white car or SUV with fresh damage to the passenger side and the front side. Anyone with information should call star 227. 3 people are seriously hurt after a driver crashed into a Starbucks in downtown Denver last night. This happened around 11:45 at the Starbucks on 17th and Broadway. Police say a woman drove right into the front of that store, and there were 3 passengers inside her car. All of them were seriously hurt. Police say it is unclear if the driver was also hurt, but she was arrested on 3 counts for vehicular assault. Police believe that speed and impairment were both factors in that crash. There's a restaurant in Aurora now closed indefinitely after a fire started in its kitchen this morning. That happened a little before 9:30 on East Colfax near Chambers. Aurora Fire posted a picture, appears to show the Corypheus Cafe. That's a family-owned soul food restaurant. Firefighters got that fire out quickly, and luckily the business wasn't open for the day yet, so no one got hurt. Firefighters say they were able to save some of the memorabilia, family photos, and the artwork in the dining area. That restaurant will now be closed while they fix the damage. Officials say they weren't able to figure out yet what caused that fire. A small single-engine plane was forced to make an emergency landing on Highway 287 in Boulder County today. The Boulder County Sheriff's Office says the plane was flying from Wyoming to the Denver-Boulder area, and then it had some mechanical issues. So the pilot made a safe emergency landing on Highway 287 just north of Niwot Road. A driver on the highway captured this picture. He says the plane landed right between him and the car behind him. The pilot wasn't injured. The plane was successfully towed off the highway, and now the FAA is investigating. There's one nonprofit that just them alone, they've seen 117% jump in the number of people requesting rental assistance. This comes at a time when eviction filings are on track for another record-breaking year. Our Angeline McCall spoke with a group and a tenant about some of the challenges they're now facing.
Every week, renters come to the Denver City and County building for the help they need.
I've never had an eviction, always paid my bills.
Naima Andrew never thought she would have to be at this eviction relief clinic.
This was not my situation 5 months ago. I had a really good paying job, really great job, taking care of my kid. You have savings and they dwindle down. And so then you just have to turn to your community and say, hey, I need help, and just humble yourself and say, I need help.
Okay. Christina Morales is a housing navigator with Colorado Housing Connects.
It's like life happens. This isn't, it's not always their fault.
Helping people when they come here for financial assistance to request funds through TRUA or other emergency rental assistance.
Oh, it's hard. It really is hard, but I've been in their shoes.
Christina now is here helping instead of the one coming for help.
What we're seeing right now is dramatic need, and it's not slowing down.
Program Director Pat Noonan says in the first quarter of 2024, they've seen a 21% increase in eviction filings compared to this time last year.
It's really a perfect storm. Rents have stayed high and have dramatically jumped over the last couple of years. Inflationary pressures have put a lot of challenges on families.
They've already supported 345 families this year with $2 million in rental assistance, a 117% jump from this time last year.
The crisis that we're in isn't easing up, and that's what really worries us at the end of the day.
For the people they serve, it's the difference of staying in their homes or leaving.
And I'm a little bit breathing because I'm going to get the help I need today.
For Naima, she hopes this will be the difference she needs for her family.
I'm a single mom, and it helps me so much, to be able to provide that roof for my son and still be there for him.
Now, people can still apply for what's called temporary rental assistance through the Department of Local Affairs. It's just one way to get help. It's on a lottery system, though, and the next time the application opens is tomorrow, and then again next month, and all of those funds need to be distributed by the end of June, meaning it will not be an available resource to people who are facing eviction or struggling to make rent later on in the year. In the studio, Angeline McCall, 9 News.
All right, Angeline, thank you.